Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Trendy Gadget. Think you can handle going up a mountain peak which is spewing smoke, ash, and glowing hot rivers of lava? If so, check out these 8 stunning volcanoes in the world and decide which one you want to see first. Sakurajima, Kyushu, Japan. Sakurajima may look like an inoffensive mound of rock seen from a distance as you sail into the Kagoshima Bay. It's not. It's a volcanic exhibitionist which shoots plumes of ash and smoke 16,000 feet up in the air. And that's on one of its quieter days. Sakurajima's constant activity showers the surrounding countryside with a layer of ash as thick as a blanket. It's a volcano that likes to rumble and has been doing it since 1955 to the present day. Why go? If you're worried about being in the right place at the right time to see a volcano erupt, Sakurajima is the perfect volcano for you. It erupts on average 3 times a day. Don't expect to be able to get right up close or climb to the summit of any of its 3 peaks either. It's far too dangerous, so 2 kilometers away is the closest you can get, which, considering how active it is probably quite close enough. Its last eruption was in 2018, and it has a height of 1,117 meters. Wakari, the wide island of the Bay of Plenty in New Zealand. Landscapes don't get much more primitive than they are in New Zealand, and if you visit Wakari or Wide Island, you'll feel as if you arrived in the land that time forgot. Wide Island, which is just the tip of the volcano, the rest is out of sight, submerged beneath the sea, is comparable to a witch's cauldron. Yes, it does a lot of hissing, bubbling, and spitting venom. There's a lake of acid, boiling mud, thermal streams, and an abundance of stinking sulfur which turns the ground orange and yellow. Why go? If you've got no head for altitudes, then this volcano should be number 1 on your list because you can be a real volcano tourist here without climbing anything. Step foot straight from the boat tour onto the island's craggy shores, then go exploring and you'll soon discover that not all South Pacific islands are paradise. If that all sounds a bit too adventurous, fly over Wakari or Wide Island in a helicopter to get a bird's eye view of New Zealand's most famous volcano. Its last eruption was in 2017 and it has a height of 321 meters. Mount Kilimanjaro in Kilimanjaro National Park, Tanzania. Mount Kilimanjaro is the sleeping giant of all volcanoes. It's not just the tallest volcano in Africa, it's Africa's highest mountain too, and that's a fact that attracts as many mountain climbers as volcano tourists. Don't expect to see any volcanic activity at Mount Kilimanjaro. Of its 3 cones, 2 are extinct and the other is dormant and hasn't woken up or coughed out smoke for over 150,000 years. Why go? Mount Kilimanjaro is one of the most picturesque volcanoes on the planet. Its snow-capped peaks set against African savanna are a photographer's dream, especially when captured with a wildlife subject like elephants or giraffes in between. If scaling mountains is your thing, this is one climbing challenge you'll definitely want to undertake. It takes several days to reach the summit, and yes, you'll need a guide, the adequate equipment, and to be prepared for altitude sickness. Its last eruption was in between 150,000 to 200,000 years ago. Its height is 4,900 meters. Kilauea Volcano on Flores Island, Indonesia. The Kilauea volcano on the Flores Island in Indonesia is a volcano with a very distinct difference. While it does have 3 cones in common with many of the world's other volcanoes, Kilaueas are not spitting fire and brimstone. Instead, they're filled with beautifully colored lakes which can change from stunning glacial blue to green to muddy red to black depending on the volcanic action going on beneath them. Why go? Although Kilauea hasn't erupted in the last 50 years, that's not to say it won't at some time in the future. If and when it does blow its top once again, then the unique natural wonder of its summit lakes will be lost forever. So go and see it before it becomes another photographic memory on the internet. Its last eruption was in 1968 and it has a height of 1,639 meters. Eyjafjallajökull in Suðurland, Iceland. The Eyjafjallajökull in Suðurland is a pretty chilled out volcano. It's so chilled, in fact, it's frozen over. While it's still classed as active, with the last major eruption being in 2010, it's not hot enough to melt the glacial ice cap which covers it. Eyjafjallajökull is not a standalone volcano, but one of a chain which stretches across the Icelandic landscape. At first glance, it may seem unpretentious as far as volcano goes, but don't be deceived. The last time it erupted, it caused absolute chaos when the plumes of smoke and ash congested international flight paths and left thousands of travelers stranded in airports all over Europe. Why go? If hiking or climbing up steep mountains is not on your agenda, this volcano is the volcano for you. Why? You can actually drive up to the summit in a Jeep. Okay, more specifically, a professional driver will drive you up on a guided tour. It's not a self-drive route because of the icy conditions and dangerous nature of the roads. Its last eruption was in 2010, and the height is 1,651 meters. Mayon Volcano in Albay, Philippines. Ask anyone to draw a volcano and they'll quite likely sketch something which closely resembles the Mayon volcano in the Philippines. For a volcano, as far as its shape goes, it's probably one of the best formed and most symmetrical of volcanoes anywhere in the world. Its classic conical configuration is so perfect, it's a geometer's dream. It's also well practiced at erupting and has been doing it on a regular basis over the past decade. It's the Philippines' most active volcano and has recently splurged lava fountains from its peak to heights of 500 meters. Why go? The Mayan volcano's perfect shape is unique, but considering the amount of volcanic activity it undergoes, that could change at any time. Nothing stays the same forever, and one big blast too many could damage its stunning profile, leaving it less than geometrically perfect. Its last eruption was in 2018, and it has a height of 2,463 meters. Mount Fuji, in Tokyo, Japan. It may be over 300 years since Mount Fuji in Japan erupted, but it is still classified as an active volcano. It looms over the city of Tokyo and is Japan's highest peak. If any volcano could be labeled as multi-purpose, then it would be Mount Fuji. Its stark formation has creatively inspired writers and artists. It's been worshipped as a shrine, is a paragliding takeoff point, and is also used as a ski resort in winter. Why go? Apart from being a sensational and very iconic landmark, it's relatively easy to reach the peak of Mount Fuji. If 300,000 people a year do it as a pilgrimage, why can't you, as a fledgling volcano tourist, do it too? Its last eruption was in 1708, and it has a height of 3,776 meters. Mauna Loa and Kilauea, in the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park in Hawaii. When Hawaii does volcanoes, it doesn't do them by halves. The Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is not only where Kilauea, one of the world's most active volcanoes, is, but it is also where Mauna Loa is found. Mauna Loa is the daddy of all volcanoes and holds prime position on the list of biggest volcanoes in the world. Kilauea, not to be too overshadowed, is a mean beast of a volcano, which has been continually erupting since the early 1980s. Why go? Visit the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, and you'll be in one of the most volcanically volatile locations in the world. For that reason alone, you'll be able to proudly call yourself a real volcano tourist. Watch as lava flows hit the sea and form brand new land, or go on an exciting drive around the crater rim, eruptions permitting. Mauna Loa's last eruption was in 1984, and Kilauea's was in 2018. Mauna Loa has a height of 4,169 meters, while Kilauea has a height of 1,247 meters. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it, hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, see you in the next video.